Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. I'm incredibly proud of how well I have these four circles fitting together, and there's a whole lot of little tricks that I will explain and kind of show off when I get to them. With that being said, let's talk a little bit about sentence structure and how the script is read. So first thing first, the reading order is bottom counterclockwise and it can spiral inward. So bottom, counterclockwise, outer, then inner. So we have our first kind of chunk, second chunk, third chunk, fourth chunk, and first bit of our first chunk, second bit, first bit, second bit, first bit, and this only has that one bit, and then first bit, second bit. So when you're reading the letters themselves, we start with the word circle, which this line here is the word circle line, which is this blue one here in the key. And the letters are made by combining a letter stem, which are these four black circles, with dot modifiers or line modifiers. And then vowels are smaller circles, and they're shown here in these bright colors. So let's start reading our very first chunk. This first chunk starts at the bottom here, and this is our word circle. And this is a circle inside the word circle. So that would be this letter stem on the word circle, and there's 1, 2, 3 dots on it, so that makes it an L. And then we have this letter, it's an A outside the word circle, so like that. And then we have an W, 1, 2 lines on it. And then we have an R, 3 dots instead of 2 lines on a shallow divot. So shallow divot stems are here, like a bite taken out of a cookie, so like these guys. And the W is with 2 lines, and an R is with 3 dots. Here's an E on the line of the word circle, so like this red one here. And then we have this letter stack. So in letter stacks, let me zoom in on the rules here. So the letters with the same stem can be stacked. So we have 2 letters in this row, the N and the C. They're in the same row. And you read thin to thick. So let's go ahead and take a look at our thin line here. This is the one in the middle. Our thin one has 1 line attached to it, so that'd be an N, and our thick one has 1, 2, 3, 4 dots closest to it, so that would be a C. So we have the NC, and then last but not least we have the E in that stack. And then we have a little space here between our 2 words, so Lawrence, and then we have a W, I, 1, 2, 3 dots on this L, 1, 2, 3 dots on that L, so just like these L's, an I with a line going inwards, an A outside the word circle just like that one, and then 1, 2, 3 line modifiers on our M. So here's the 3 lines on the M, here's the A outside, the I has a line going inwards, so yeah. So L-A-W-R-E-N-C stack E, Lawrence, W-I-L-L-I-A-M, William. And then our last word in this chunk starts here with this circle, and this is in the negative, so I'm just going to be reading the white lines instead of the black. So we have this white line, which is a circle inside the word circle with 1 line coming from it, so it's like that N here, because it's also an N. And then we have an O inside the word circle, like this one here. Then we have this deep divot with no dots closest to it. This dot is a little bit closer here to the L. So that would be a B with no modifiers, and then we have the L, 1, 2, 3 dots on the L, and then an E at the end of it. So that would be noble. And that's our first chunk. Let's go ahead and read the second chunk. I'm not going to go and refer back to the key. I think we've had a little bit of practice showing how things work using this. We have the dots and the lines, and you can just trust me as far as combining what stem with what dots and lines. So I'll just point out which of the 4 stems it is, and then count the dots and lines, and then say the vowels. I'll refer to this when it's time to show some letter stacking rules when we get here, as well as punctuation when we get to the hyphen. Anyway. Oh, speaking of which, so in your design you had a hyphen between your first and second words and then the last word for the other 3, but you didn't in this one. A hyphen on the sentence circle is 3 lines that are kind of parallel. So here's a hyphen here, here's the hyphen between these 2, and then here's another hyphen here. I could put a hyphen before the words noble by putting 3 lines here, just another 1, 2 lines there, and that would make it work out. So because then I would just do 1, 2, 3, just like that one there, lining up there. That's how I would do the hyphen. If I wanted a hyphen before the word noble, it'd be super easy, and I could totally do that, and I have the spot all ready for it if you want it, but it wasn't in your request, so I didn't put it there. So let's go ahead and get to the second circle. We start at the bottom. Here's our first letter. This is a deep divot with 1 line, making it a G. Then we have a shallow divot with 3 dots, making it an R, O, and then another G. so that would be grog, and here's a little space, and then we have a B, deep divot, no modifiers, just like this B in noble, and then we have an O inside the word circle, just like that O in noble, and an N, just like that N in noble, and then we have an E, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 dots on the C, 1, 2, 3 dots on the R, the U with a line going outwards, then we have an SH with 2 dots, an E inside that word circle, and an R, and these are all 3 shallow divots. So that would be BONECRUSHER. So bone crusher. And yeah, SH is a single letter, 2 dot shallow divot. And then we have this hyphen between bone, so grog bone crusher, and then hyphen BAR, deep divot, no modifiers, A outside the word circle, R 3 dots, shallow divot, B just like that, B another A outside the word circle, R 3 dots, I line inwards, A, and then last but not least we have the N, which is centered. So I could have put the N here, but I wanted it centered to kind of get that like kind of concentric circle feel, so that would be barbarian. And this word is exactly the same as this one over here. I just copy pasted the barbarian, and I just made this one negative while this one is positive. So yeah, that would be barbarian, and then that is also barbarian at the end of Tempest's name, so Tempest Briarfoot. And then let's go ahead and get to this one here, bottom here. We have a circle inside the word circle with no modifiers, so that would be a J. U, line going outwards, shallow divot, so this is a stack of shallow divots, so we have 2 shallow divots in a stack, so that would be the S and the T. The S has 3 lines, the T has no modifiers, so the thin one, which you read first, has 1, 2, 3 lines, and then the T, the thick one, has nothing. I, line going inwards, and then an N, 1 line on it. The other lines pass through, so that would be Justin. And then we have this word. It's kind of tricky because this A is in line with that K. So even though the A is at the bottom and what you see first when you're reading it, because it's attached to the K, you read the K first and then the A second. So 1, 2 is a K. Ooh, I mean, I guess, okay, so this is kind of a vestigial thing from this script. I put the letter K instead of the letter C. So I put the letter C in Bone Crusher and the letter C in Lawrence. But the K, I swapped it to a K because it goes K. That's a habit that I fell into because in the original script, there was no 4-dot letter column, so this letter C simply did not exist. So you had to swap it to a K or an S depending on what sound it made, hence it being called Sirkles, Sirkles. So this K, you can do a C as a K, or you can do a C as a S or as a CH depending on what sound it makes, or you can use it as an actual letter C if you want the dots. Here's another example where I use the 4 dots on the C. I could put 2 more dots there, or I could just leave it as is and it's fine. I kind of like the single dot because it matches better with that E at the end of the word circle. And I don't even notice swapping the K now. But yeah, you're supposed to kind of do it for proper nouns. That's typically the most commonly used time to put that's it. You use the letter C even if it goes K in a proper noun typically. But I was thinking about it as the meme, the just in case. Funny. Anyway, I could put 2 more dots there if you wanted, or I can leave it. Whatever. So we could put another dot there and another dot there, or leave it. I'm going to stop rambling and show you the S, which is 1, 2, 3 lines on this shallow divot. And then last but not least, we have this E at the end of the word. So bottom, counterclockwise, last letter. And then we have on the sentence circle between our 2 lines is a hyphen between these 2 words. So hyphen. And then we have an H-E. H has 2 lines on a deep divot, E inside the word circle, 1, 2, 3 dots on the R, and then the O inside the word circle. So that would be hero. And then our last bit is our most intricate bit because it's the longest name. But thankfully, we already know that this says barbarian because it's the same as that. It's just, negative. And then we have this shallow divot, no modifiers, making it a T. Then we have this E inside the word circle, like in the mouth of it. So that would be TE. Here's a big stack. So we have consonants and vowels and 2 different consonants. So the vowel's always read after the consonant. So our thin consonant has 1, 2, 3 lines. So that would be an M first. And then our thick consonant has 1, 2 lines on it. So P and then the E. So TE, MPE. Then we have this stack, S, 1, 2, 3 lines. T, no lines. So Tempest. And then we have this little word circle break here before we have this big MC, 1, 2, 3 on the M, and then 4 dots on the C, so that'd be the Mick. And I made Mick kind of big to make it get that like capital feel before the Briarfoot. And then we have the B, deep divot, R, 3 dots, I, line going inwards, A, shallow divot, 3 dots for that R, just like that R, a deep divot with 1, 2, 3 lines, making it an F, unlike this deep divot, which has no lines because it's a B, and then this O inside the word circle, another O, and then a shallow divot T. So Briarfoot. So that would be McBriarfoot. And then Barbarian with the hyphen here, of course. So yeah, that is that design. I hope it makes a bit of sense. And the biggest things to note are I can put a hyphen here if you like with 1, 2 more lines, and I can turn this K into a C if you'd like to have it be a C instead of a K. So yeah, that would be that. See ya. Bye.